Hello, everybody. My name is Carrie Ann. For anyone who is new here, today we are going to be doing a 15-minute core workout. This workout can be for all levels, but is specifically designed for beginners or those of you who want to just freshen up on your form for some basic beginner core exercises. So we're going to begin in a tabletop position for a quick warm-up. Always want to do a warm-up before you start any workout. So start by stacking your shoulders right over top of your wrists and your hips right over top of your knees. Spread your fingers wide and find a flat back. So notice what your spine is doing and try to flatten out your back. This is our tabletop position. We'll come back to it from time to time. And then we're going to intentionally arch. So look up, drop your belly towards the ground. And then round. Tuck your tailbone, push away from your hands, and round your spine. Do that again. Arch, look up. Round, look down. 3 more on your own time. Inhale, arch and look up. Use your exhale to round. 2 more. Perfect. All right, come back to that flat back and notice what your upper body is doing. So if you feel like you're caving in, you're gonna wanna push away from the ground, keeping your arms straight. Just push away from the ground so you feel supported and strong. Draw your navel onto your spine slightly so that your back is supported and flat and your abs are engaged. So you're slightly flexing your belly, squeezing your belly. Keep that position sturdy. Don't let anything move as you just slowly lift your left arm and extend it straight forward. Keep squeezing your abdomen so that everything stays stable. Come back down, keep squeezing. Don't let anything else move. Just replace that arm, bringing the right arm up now. Everything else is staying stationary. You've got a nice strong foundation, core is engaged. Go ahead and switch, left arm again. Back down, right arm again. Squeezing that belly, keeping nice and still. One more time on each arm. And then we're going to do the same thing with the legs. So keep your torso completely stable. Use those muscles of the core and the lower back to keep that foundation as you just slowly kick your left leg straight out. You want it to be parallel to the ground, and you want to try to avoid any dipping onto that right hip. So you want to keep everything nice and still, so you just send that leg straight out. Keep holding. And release. Set that foundation up so we can do the same thing on the other side, right leg now. Check in with your lower back and notice if it's started to sag, making sure that you're again pushing away from the ground with your arms and your back is flat. So you're pulling your belly button up towards your spine. Go ahead and release it down. Left leg out. And in. Right leg out. Squeeze your core. Keep it stable. And in. One more time. And right leg. Good. Sit back on your heels. Give your wrists a little shake. We're going to do a bird dog now. So we're going to put that all together. Putting the right arm and the left leg together as we lift. So we'll come back to our position. Squeeze the core so that everything stays completely stationary as we send our right arm out. And then, connecting to that core, connecting to the balance, we'll extend the left leg. It's okay to have some wobbles here. Our shoulder is stacked over our wrist. Our hip is stacked over our knee. And we've got a straight line shooting from the fingers to the toes. Squeeze and hold. Breathe through it. Stay strong. It's okay if you're wiggling around, trying to tighten up to resist it. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace it. And we'll come to the other side, starting with the left arm. Find your foundation first, flat back. Extend that left arm straight out. And then kick the right leg back, holding that bird dog position on the other side. Keep holding, making those small adjustments so that your shoulder's over your wrist, your hip is over your knee, everything is flat. You're looking straight down at the ground. You got this. Keep breathing. Another 5 seconds. And rest. Good. So a traditional bird dog, I'll give you guys just a couple minutes to play around, well, a couple seconds, trying to do both of those things at the same time. So right arm, left leg, come back down. Left arm, right leg, come back down. Take the next 30 seconds to play around with that on your own time. Finding that nice tabletop flat back position and keeping the core stable. Making sure that the arch in the back is non-existent. We've got a nice flat back. Drawing the belly button up to the spine. Another couple seconds to test it out, see how your balance is doing. And rest. Good. We're coming into a forearm plank. We're going to do this twice for 15 seconds. So in a forearm plank, we're placing our elbows down on the ground as well as our hands. You can place them on railroad backs. Some people like to place their hands together. And then we're going to walk it out, coming into a laying down position. We've got our shoulders over our elbows and our toes are going to tuck under. You can do a plank from your toes or from your knees, depending on where you are at. So when we have our plank, we've got a straight line from our shoulders to our knees or our shoulders to our toes. And again, just like in that tabletop position, we want to make sure that we've got a nice flat back. So place your forearms down. Choose whether you're going to go from your knees or your toes. We're going to go for 15 seconds. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Hold it. Breathe through it. It's okay if your body starts to shake. Slightly tuck your hips under so that you've got a nice flat back. Couple more seconds. We're almost there. Keep breathing. We never want to hold our breath. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. So in a plank, I like to think about pulling my elbows down towards my toes and pulling my toes up towards my elbows. I'll show you what that kind of looks like and why it's important. A lot of the times if we start to find that arch, if we pull down, dragging your elbows towards your toes and your toes towards your elbows, you get that slight tuck under of the hips, which rounds out that beautiful flat back that we're looking for. So let's do that one more time. Think about what cues work for you. If maybe you want to try to pull those elbows towards your toes to get that nice flat back. You guys ready? 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. You can be on your toes or your knees. Breathe. Feet are about hip distance apart. We're pushing away from the ground with our forearms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Flip over onto your back. Next up is going to be a bird dog. So take a lay down on your back and notice if there's any space between the mat and your back. I want you to take your hands on your hips and just bear with me. It's going to feel really silly, but you're going to push your booty down into the ground, make that space between the mat and your back, and then tuck your hips under. Squeeze your glutes so that your lower back is flush with the mat. Do that a couple times. Tilt the hips backwards, forwards, over, under. However it helps for you to think about it, find that space and then lose the space. No space under there. You can use your hand to check. So once you've got that position where your hips are tucked under, your lower back is connected to the mat, keep it. Feel how it feels. Your abs are probably engaged. That's great. Just draw your knees up like this. Keep it. You should be squeezing right here. If you start to lose it, tuck those hips under. Flush with the mat. So from there, we're going to take our hands and cross on opposite hand to opposite knee. Still squeezing my abdomen so my belly button is pulling down towards my spine so that there's no space. You're going to push your knees into your hands. Like there's an orange and you're trying to squish it, make some orange juice. And then we're slowly just going to let one of those legs go down towards the ground, but make sure that space doesn't come back. So if it starts to come back, that's as far as you want to go. You're going to pull it back in. You can check and make sure there's no space. Your body might shake, that's okay. And then you can switch, pull it back in. So your abs are holding everything in place. Belly button's drawing down towards the ground to keep it engaged while we do this variation of dead bug. Keep alternating, keep switching legs, pushing that knee and the hand together so that the low back stays flush with the mat. Breathing. You can use your inhale to drop down and your exhale to pull it in. This one's a challenging one. If it's feeling easy, it might be because your lower back came off the mat. Try one more on each side. And take a rest. Woo, I can feel those abs working. We're gonna do that one more time before we move on. Maybe get a couple of those hip tilts back in so you can feel that posture. Get yourself set up for that second round. So tuck your hips under, lower back is connected with the mat, abs are engaged, belly button's drawing down towards the ground. Hands on the knees and push, find that pressure. Automatically, abs are engaged, they're starting to fire up. Ready? Set. Here we go. Lower one leg, bring it back and push the knee into the hand. Switch. Push the knee into the hand when it comes back in. Keep going. Keep alternating. Should be burning. Don't let that back come off the mat. Squeeze it down. Breathe. Couple more. You got it. Keep those hips tucked under. 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, you guys. Doing great. All right. We're moving on to a glute bridge. So the lower back and the glutes are part of the core. They're important. Stabilizers are an important part of the core muscles. So we have to give them some love as well. A lot of times people think that core workout means ab workout, but we've got a whole lot going on here that is all connected and important to keep our core nice and stable while we're doing other exercises. So place your feet, your heels underneath your knees. Your hands are about, or your heels are about as far as your fingertips are when your arms are straight. So find that position. And again, we're going to begin this motion by tucking those hips under slightly so that we can pull everything up and we're not strictly just using the lower back because that might cause this arch and that does not feel good. So tuck those hips under and then just lift it up. Hold it for 5. Squeeze your glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. And let's do that again. Bring it up. Hold it. Squeeze your glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. 2 more times. Here we go. Bring it up. Squeeze and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Last time. Bring it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. And flip over to your belly. We've got an alternating back extension. So we'll extend our arms and legs out nice and long. We're just going to alternate lifting right arm, left leg, and then left arm, right leg. So go ahead and just try that right arm, left leg, lift it up. Not super high. Keep that leg and arm straight. And then come back down and switch. Left arm, right leg, back down. Again, keep going, alternating sides with opposite arm and leg raise. Stay with it. I'll let you know when to stop. Using the muscles of the low back. Do one more on each side. And then take a rest. Nicely done, everybody. Take your hands by your rib cage and push yourself back into a child's pose. So knees can be together, feet together. Walk your hands forward and let your forehead rest on the ground. And then walk your hands towards your knees. Sit on up, and you are good to go. Thank you so much for joining today. Hope you might have learned something in this beginner core workout. If you have any requests or any questions about any of these exercises, please don't hesitate to shoot us an email. We are happy to hear your feedback. Talk to you guys soon. Have an awesome day.